Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jorge San Martin, and I will be presenting the final deliverable 7 on art and creativity at work for new employees. The goal of this is to train our new employees around, um, art and creativity in our workplace and how we can use art to continue changing the workplace and the world we live in today. The date today is August 19th, 2017. What is art? So, art is anything that results from human skills and creativity. Art is made up of painting, photography, music, drama, and a million other things. Art can transform the workplace. And how art can transform the workplace, I will talk about that in the next few slides. So, how should new employees determine the preferred, um, whether to display their preferred workplace art? So, first, it's important to consider the emotional impact of the artwork, and the effort required of the viewer to appreciate it. So, super crucial is that we need to make sure we are not offending anybody by any means, and so ensuring that we're not displaying offensive artwork would be one way to determine what to put in our office so that we're not hurting anybody emotionally. Next, I also suggest putting up influential and motivational displays because, we want to have something that can spark, spark or boost our energy for the day, and having influential and motivational artwork can help with that. Even if it has some descriptive titles that will um, kind of get our blood flowing and get us ready for the day. I think that would be super important. And also ensuring that the stays within the company guidelines so that we're not offending anybody and that we're not also breaking any rules or regulations in the company. Um, excuse me. It's also important to use a Western Canon display, which is art displays that are as black and white as possible. Again, we want to keep it as fair and equal to anybody that's viewing the display. And so this is a type of display that is usually very influential. Next. How should art be presented and understood when engaging on a topic with coworkers? So the impact that art can have on the productivity and success of organization is endless. And so it's important to understand that there's more positives out of art, but it's about how we use art that can have a good effect on our coworkers in our workplace. Art can motivate people to turn thinking into doing. Art does not show people what to do, yet engaging with a good art display can connect us to our senses, our body, and our mind. A work of art can make us more tolerant of difference and of one another. Therefore, I believe that what we need to understand is, art has a positive impact as long as we use it in a way that is not offending anybody at all. How should employees specifically approach each day and every item they encounter in the workplace and the world? Employees need to value each day and every item they encounter in the workplace and the world. There are actually two perspectives. There's the Apollonian and the Dionysian perspective. Excuse me. Apollonian prioritizes logic, structure, order, and perfection, while the Dionysian perspective focuses on more passionate and intuitive emotions. How will the creative talents of the employees be challenged while keeping their minds active for their creative process? Some of these challenges, for example, are being late for work, or it can be, being stuck in traffic, or it can be, simply they're not having a good day. Um, and so it's crucial to be able to overcome these challenges by using some of our critical thinking problem solving tools, which I will explain in the next slide. So, what activities and problem solving systems can be utilized? And how will these systems benefit our staff and the work environment? So, first, we must identify the problem. Then, we can create a timeline that maps out how to overcome these issues. Furthermore, provide 3 possible outcomes for each. Then, we must connect the problem solving process to our own experience. Then, recognize and describe some obstacles we might encounter in the process. And lastly, we should end up with 3 problems, 9 solutions, and 1 problem of our own that will help overcome the possible obstacles. And so this method is a good method to use. Otherwise, there is a syllogism method where it can help with breaking it down into 3 sentences: the major premise, the minor premise, and a conclusion. And that way, we can further brainstorm how we can overcome these challenges by using this tool. And these are just some of the tools that we can use to benefit our staff by helping them ease the critical thinking process, and also positively affect the work environment, because as we can overcome these challenges, the easier we can continue on with the day. So what connections can be made between the employee's level of happiness, stress and morale, to the elements of art and creativity? So as long as we are using art in a positive manner, art can be used as a form of motivation. Art can change the world. So ultimately, art can, drive our level of happiness. It can reduce our stress, and it can increase employee morale and engagement if we effectively use art in a way that is being used positively and not in a negative manner. And again, we need to be aware of not to offend anybody, and just make sure that art is being used in a manner that will continue to help us stay motivated, focused, and determined throughout the day, whether it's in the workplace or whether it's in our personal life. And so these are some of the ways that we can connect the level of happiness, stress, and morale. Thank you for listening, and that concludes my presentation.